Hello and welcome to broadcast number 2. This broadcast is called Twist or Stick. It's about retirement. There's a lot happening at work at the moment which I need to talk to you about, and I need to work out if I should stay or should I go. If I stay, there will be trouble, but if I go, it will be double. So I got to let you know, should I cool it or should I blow? Today's broadcast, thoughts on the first broadcast, and then I want to talk about retirement, and then I'm going to show a little bit more about the boat. So, the first broadcast, first ever attempt at doing a YouTube, apart from a couple of old ones I did years ago on migraine. So very haphazard, very random, playing with a new gimbal, doing it on the boat, and God, it is awkward. It is so awkward. Very few people viewing it, 30, 40 people, but personal stuff being looked at by strangers. I never really thought about how awkward, difficult it is. You know, you sort of share your innermost thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. And I'm an introvert, I'm shy, I'm on spectrum. Yay. It is very awkward, but I'm going to persevere. Second point, second subject, retirement. 3 separate organisations are coming together as a group. Within these 3 organisations, there are currently 3 separate IT departments. I head up one of those 3 departments. When we come together, sounds like a boat coming by. A little day boat with fishermen on board. When the 3 departments come together, there will be one IT department. There will be one head of, and the 3 current heads, 2 boats. The 3 current heads, we will all change jobs, or we may lose our jobs. Work is also doing a voluntary redundancy scheme at the moment. I have applied for voluntary redundancy. If work say yes, and then I say yes to the monies, then I'm out the door. Simple. If either work say no or I say no, then it's on with the merging of the 3 IT departments. In the merging of the 3 IT departments, I need to apply for a role, and I'll make it part-time regardless. If they accept me into a part-time role, I have to either accept it, or if I don't accept it, I'm out the door with no redundancy. But if they say no, then I am out the door with redundancy. And I'm flip-flopping all over the place like a starmer. My mental health isn't great. My physical health, few issues. If I go with redundancy, we can afford that. We will be okay. But if I get this specific role I'm after, part-time, it's really interesting. I would quite enjoy it. You know, I'm approaching 59, and the amount of videos on YouTube are, there's loads of them, all saying, yes, you got to go, take your opportunity, take your opportunity. But there's very few of them talk about part-time being a not a compromise, but a best solution, where you keep bringing money in, you keep paying money into your pension, you don't take it quite as early, and you have an aim, you have an identity. So I think I have to wait and see the next phase. I've applied for VR, voluntary redundancy. If work give me and let me decide that they're prepared to let me go and it's of a decent worth for me to go, then I'm gone. If either they work say no or I say no because of the monies, then we move on to the next phase. And I think that's what we've got to do. One step, one decision at a time. Keep my options open. I need to be patient. It's only in another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Decision will be made. That's where we are today. I will let you know what happens, of course. Yes, that's all I can really say. On to the third subject, which is le book. Two things. We had a huge amount of rain yesterday. It's quite bright today, but we had a lot of rain yesterday. Need to see what sort of leaks I've got, what the water ingress is, make sure the pump is working fine. And the second thing I need to do this afternoon is dismantle the steering mechanism. It's pretty badly damaged, doesn't work properly. In the center of the steering wheel is a kind of a couple of sleeve things, badly worn, which in turn is wearing away the plastic inside here. So that bodge fix I did and replaced this component didn't do the job. So I need to dismantle the steering mechanism, which involves taking all the fascia up and a lot of hassle. But the problem is either the steering mechanism itself behind the steering wheel, or it's the cable that goes all the way to the end of the boat. That's possibly very stiff. It might be original, I don't know. So we need to work out how to see if that's stiff or not. Or it could be the rudder itself which is stiff. I don't know. I keep hearing the bilge pump going, so there must be something working right. Thank you. This afternoon we've got to take up this area and see if I can remove the steering mechanism. We need to look under here, the battery compartment, and a couple of places along here to see what sort of water ingress. One thing we haven't got water is on the draining board here, which was soaked last time. Need to look underneath the floor here where the bilge pump is. But if you notice on this polythene bag, which I randomly placed here, there's water, and I need to work out possibly where that is coming from, although I suspect where the deck is on the other side here is probably where it's come from. And now I've just taken this back a little bit. I don't know if you can see down here. There's water in there, which is fair enough expect. And this looks possibly not, but certainly ingress there somehow. Looking down here, the bilge pump, you can see in the gloom here, it looks pretty good. There is water at the bottom, as you'd expect, but that's looking good. And finally, what I want to do is look underneath this part of the floor. My little fishing rod out of the way, and this bit of carpet up. Batteries are under here, and once when the pump failed, now that's looking good, excellent. Just to help you out here, batteries that I've started to wire up, and the new water pump that I've just put there, and that blue cable is from the 2 forward water tanks. And also down here is it's a kind of a load balancing thing between the 2 batteries. So if one is discharging or charging and it's a bit lopsided, it kind of balances them. I haven't wired those in yet, as you can see, but that's a job for the winter, along with carrying on with the electrics. But you'll be able to see, actually, it's worth showing. In here, I did a load of work on redoing all of this, and you can see that the solar panel charges both. They're both looking good, but I got to finish up a lot of work in here doing the electrics. So what we've got to do here, there's a little pin. Need to keep that safe with all my other steering bits. There looks to be a side piece there. I have taken this apart, but don't quite know what that does. Possibly holds, acts as a brake or something, I'm not sure. Let's leave that there for a moment, but there's 4 screws here. But I'm not sure whether something falls out underneath out of sight. Right, that's 4. Does that? Oof, something went crack. I got a feeling the steering mechanism underneath. There's a sort of a door here, which I can see underneath. Maybe I should have taken that off first. Not very clever, John. Now, I did this dashboard thing last winter. Painted it orange just because I could, and I had some orange paint, and it's a bit different to what you get on the Broads. I've just seen that the battery's nearly out, but here is the steering mechanism. I want to try to work out how to take that apart. You can see here a little bit of little electric panel I did again last winter just to get some electrics at the front here. But yes, this mechanism is now off. Oil, excellent. Need to put some gloves on, and this battery is nearly out, so one lesson to learn is check your battery levels before you go out to film, John. You can see this is all of the electrics for the engine and all the new electrics that I had started to do. But this is the little monkey I want to look at. and try to find out how to dismantle that. It looks to be these 4 bolts, 6 or 5 bolts, 6 bolts to undo, possibly. There are some bolts on that side. There's some captive ones there. I just don't want to take it apart and the whole thing springs apart. That's what worries me. But I don't think I have a lot of choice. So let's see how I get on. Still just for the hands-free with the phone because the gimbal's died. It sits underneath the aft exit, so you can see the rudder mechanism here next to the exhaust from the engine. The steering mechanism has locking cables, and that steering goes down here. I'll just now try to see how I can work out how this moves and using my hands. This is pretty good because, let me just see, so that is protruding by a couple of 3 inches, disappears into the side, goes all the way down the back. So here, now I've dismantled there, and as you can see, the rudder moves freely, which is I'm chuffed to bits about because it means it doesn't need to have to come out of the water and look at the rudder, so that's lovely. Now this I could push all the way in, and I should be able to pull all the way, which I think is out. And if I go back, I would expect to see the steering has not really protruded at all, but it's moved. What does that mean? Right. Gas bottles removed. Gas bottle box. And all sorted pipework removed. And freed the cable here, which was resting on that rotten box, because everything is rotten, including whatever this piece of is that I'll need to replace as well. So it goes. Got a mechanism which goes to the front. I'm just going to have to take those bottles home for starters. And see what the best way is to sort this mechanism. Back home now with all the kit. Regarding the steering, steering mechanism at the bow is good. Rudder at the aft is good. Cable in between, something's not right with that. It's too stiff. So I need to do some research or talk to some people, find out what to do there. Regarding the recordings,
Bit of a schoolboy howler holding the camera, portrait as opposed to landscape. I'll have to learn that one. Until next week, we march on.